Hey guys, welcome back to Red Devil TV. I gotta be honest, I've simply come to the terms that Frankie de Jong does not want to come to Manchester United. Apparently, look, Ten Hag has called Frankie de Jong and he's wanted to, pretty much tell him that, listen, I want you at Manchester United. I want you to be the missing puzzle in our midfield. And I feel like Frankie de Jong, clearly what the problem is with him is that he doesn't, he wants Champions League football. He doesn't want to come to a team that doesn't have Champions League football, who's been terrible the last season. And look, I've said this plenty of times, I don't think next season is going to be an easy season for us. I think even if we get some of the players that Fabrizio Romano is claiming we're going to get in, every position on the field, striker, midfield, defence and at fullback, I still think there will be weaknesses there. I still think there will be some sort of weakness in the midfield if we only get one midfielder. Look, if there's the opportunity to get Kante, who's a player who's constantly being mentioned, or any other midfielder who essentially there's a possibility to get, I still think that we're only going to get one midfielder, and I feel like we need two. Yes, I think Fred is a player who everyone has the opinion of, that he does have the ability to be a player under Ten Hag. I mean, I think he's the most improved player this season. Now last season, but I think he's been one of the players who's been the shining players under Ralph Rangnick, to be completely honest with you. I still think he's got consistency issues. I still think he's one of those players who, there will always be faults in his game, and I feel like under Ten Hag he'll continue with that. I think he'll always have faults in his game. His lack of strength, his lack of control on the ball, and essentially he's not the quickest midfielder either. I feel like Fred is one of these players who, if you've got a fantastic defensive midfielder behind him, he's going to thrive in any sort of system, and the best system he's going to thrive under is going to be a Ten Hag system. That press, high energetic, winning the ball back. That's what Fred is about. And this is, when you've got Kante in the team, if we were to get Kante, I would be happy, but we have to remember he is getting on now. He is getting on a bit. He's not as quick as he was before. He's still got a fantastic ability when it comes to winning the ball. Jules, in possession, he's good. He's strong, considering the fact that he's only, 5'6". He's still a very strong player. And his ball-winning abilities is way better than any midfielder that we have. It's just, even Kante really is not an all-out defensive midfielder. When you look at his game, he still puts himself in positions to get the ball to the attacking players. Constantly he's involved in the box-to-box role. But even then, look, if you get Frankie de Jong and Kante, which we're not going to get, by the way, apparently, look, we're aiming to get him for 60 million. And even though they won 80 million, Barcelona won 80 million for Frankie de Jong, even if Frankie de Jong would be willing to go at 60 million, he doesn't want to come because we don't have Champions League football. So what's the point of going at a player who doesn't want to come to Manchester United? I've said this on and on with people I've talked about. Look, there's no point you aiming for a player who doesn't want to come. What's going to happen? You keep aiming for him for a month, 6 weeks, 7 weeks. He doesn't come. Next thing you know, all the other players will be linked with Ruben Neves, Tchoumeni, any other midfielder will go. And then what's going to happen? You've got Ruben Neves who might go to Barcelona. You've got Bellingham from Sporting who might go to Wolves. You've got Tchoumeni who's probably not going to come because we've been linked to him, but not that much. We haven't been linked to him that much. The players we've been linked to the most is Ruben Neves and Frankie de Jong at this moment in time right now. And even the Ruben Neves deal seems to have just fallen off a cliff because we're persisting with this deal with Frankie de Jong for 60, 70, 80 million when you can get Ruben Neves for 50 million maybe, and then you can get another midfielder with him. That would be the better option for me. What's the point of you getting a player who doesn't want to come, and even if he comes, he's probably not going to play to the best of his ability. Yes, he's played under Ten Hag, so you expect a bit more of a mature attitude when it comes to the pitch. But we know how footballers are nowadays. Footballers a lot of the time, if they're getting money, if they don't have ambition, they're not going to show their performances on the pitch. And this is the thing, we got a mix of players in our team who are not good enough, but they got a lot of passion and a lot of desire to win. And then you've got players who do have the talent, but then they don't do the work necessary to win games and to be successful. We've seen that with a bunch of players last season. So, guys, I think this Frankie de Jong deal needs to stop. I've just come to terms that he doesn't want to come to Manchester United because we don't have Champions League football. Let him stay at Barcelona, aim for Ruben Neves, aim for Tchoumeni, aim for all of these midfielders who are available, who don't cost that much. I have no idea why we're not being linked to Bellingham from Sporting. I have no idea why we're not being linked to him. Kamara was a player being mentioned in January, but apparently we turned him down in January. I don't understand what the deal was, but Man United should not be going for a player who doesn't want to come, who's going to cost too much. Why are we going to pay 80 million for a player who doesn't want to come. It makes no sense. But look, moving on from that, Ten Hag clearly is looking to get a strike. And again, Benfica apparently, look, they maintain their stance that we have to pay 100 million for Darwin Núñez. And I think even Darwin Núñez, a player who's not necessarily a player who's been proven in different leagues, he's only had success in the Portuguese league. If he comes to Manchester United, it's a big risk for 100 million. If he doesn't work out, you're not going to get the money back for him, and it's a waste of a striker because we only got Ronaldo next season. Greenwood is probably going to go to prison. Martial, who knows what's going to happen with him? I think he's probably going to leave. There's been reports that apparently he's got one foot out the door already. He doesn't want to come back to Manchester United. He's had enough of it here. Rashford is not a striker, and Cavani's going to leave. So you just go for the cheaper option. And I think Nkunku is a player who should we be going for. Timber, that situation of Timber has fallen off a bit since the last 2 days. I really hope we still get him. And Nkunku would be a cheaper deal. Probably most likely to succeed under Ten Hag's system in comparison to Darwin Núñez. So when you see what happens there. But look, this Jamie Carragher thing is going... It's nuts at the moment. On Twitter, everyone talking about what he's saying about how Ronaldo is a bad signing. I've said in my previous video, it's ridiculous to hear what he's saying. I mean, we're talking about an ex-professional footballer. Look, not that he's won much. Let's be completely honest with you. Jamie Carragher is talking out his bum when he talks about Ronaldo as being a bad signing. You know, like I said, I mean, it's common sense. What would we have done without him? You got Greenwood out, Martial out. You got Rashford, who's been poor. Cavani's been injured the whole season. He said regardless of the goals he scored, he was still a bad signing. And I don't understand what the bad signing is. Yeah, he might not be the best player under Ten Hag's system due to his age and his lack of press and his lack of energy off the ball. But for me this season, you know, this is my opinion. I've seen him press a lot more than other players have, than Rashford, than Lingard, than Sancho at times. So I struggle to see what Jamie Carragher's talking about. But either way, if that's his opinion, then that's his opinion. But I tell you what, next season, we'll see Ronaldo score a lot of goals in the league, maybe in the Europa League. This story's getting old now. Jamie Carragher, ever since the start of the season, he did say, remember him saying, this is not going to be a good deal for Manchester United. So we'll see what happens next season, guys. Please make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys there. Let me know what you think about this Frankie de Jong situation. I think we should just move on and go for Ruben Neves, or a player who's definitely cheaper and who might work better under Ten Hag system, which there won't be a lot of players because Frankie de Jong has played under Ten Hag. So, you know, there's a bit more reliability to get Frankie de Jong. But for 90 million, 80 million, I don't see it happening. So, guys, please make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys later.